Good morning, everybody. Kurt Sawyer from Sawyer's Maple Farm, and today our fun project is making cotton candy. And to be more specific, maple cotton candy. You can't get any better cotton candy than maple. That pink and blue, purple stuff you get at the fair or whatever. No. That's junk compared to maple cotton candy. You're gonna love this. So what we're doing here is we got just a normal cotton candy machine. There's nothing special about this. There are machines that do have a special head on them for making cotton candy. This one isn't. It's just a generic one. When I got this, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. Probably 7 years ago. This whole unit with the hood was probably, I want to say $750, something like that. So, I mean, it is expensive, but you do make a lot of money on your cotton candy, or at least you should if you price it right. Because mostly it's just air and spun sugar. There's not much to it. And you can get a lot of cotton candy out of a couple pounds of sugar. So what we're doing here is we're going to start with our sugar mixture, which is a 4-to-1 blend of white sugar, like white granulated sugar, to maple sugar. That's so that it will actually spin and make cotton candy well, and you can price it accordingly so that it's not wicked expensive. I mean, you could probably do this with straight up maple sugar. I have not tried it, but it would be wicked expensive because, I mean, maple sugar is like what, 10, 12 bucks a pound retail. So you really don't want to use that straight up to make your cotton candy because, you know, it'd be expensive. I haven't even tried to price it out what it would be for a tub of cotton candy, but it would be a lot more than the $6 we're charging for one of our big tubs. I'm thinking probably be at least double that or more. But you never know. People might actually buy it. You can experiment. Let me know. But 4-to-1 blend, white sugar to maple sugar. So 4 parts white sugar, 1 part maple sugar. Pour that in the head of your cotton candy machine. Like so. That's probably a little overfull, and it will probably spin out any extra cotton candy out the top. Get your scooped with sugar again, ready to go, because you will be replacing this as we go. Drop the hood down. Turn the heat all the way to high. It would help if I plugged it in. That is absolutely right. This is why I have my wife around here to help me out. Now, once the machine's plugged in, now you turn it on, and it starts to rotate. You crank your heat all the way up onto high, turn your heat on, and in a second here, you're going to start to see that start to thread out and spin these wonderfully tasty, oh so yummy, sweet goodness. Yep, here it comes. Yeah, it's spinning out pretty good here. It's going to pick up as it goes. And while I'm waiting on this a little bit, you want your little flappers on your cotton candy head to be situated in such a way that it throws the cotton candy up towards the top of your mold. You don't want it to settle down to the bottom, because it'll just sit there and fluff around the bottom, and you don't want that. Now we're getting ready for the annual moose lottery drawing in Jackman. It's in Jackman this year. Normally it's other places around the state. So we are getting prepped for that. So our cotton candy, we put it in these tubs, just a regular deli tub with a tamper evident tab on it. You want to just carefully put the cotton candy down. You don't want to squish it in there. You just kind of want it to fill in there. Pass it off to my wife. She's going to seal off the edges and put the lid on. So for these bigger ones, 2 scoops, 2 big scoops Fills them right up. I mean, if you put a lid on that, that will settle, and you'll have that much in your tub, which doesn't look good. Okay, another one. Oops. So, just kind of want to reach in, grab it, give it a little bit of a twist, pop it in. It's kind of one of those things, you kind of try it, and you start to get a feel for it. Okay, how's that work? When I first started, it was a lot of trial and error. I did not have the hood. If you noticed in the first part, when it first started to get the cotton candy up, and actually after you pull some out, all those little tendrils start to like fly up everywhere, and I looked like the Shaggy Dog, you know, from the old Disney movie, by the time I was done the first time I made cotton candy with this rig. Because it was everywhere. I had it hanging from the ceiling, the smoke alarms were going off. It was an adventure. So you definitely want the hood when you get a cotton candy machine. I highly recommend it. You're going to want it. So you kind of watch it as it's kind of coming out. You can kind of see inside the head. You can see that, you know, whether it needs more sugar or not. And you can also kind of tell from the noise it's making. At this point, you don't have to shut it down. You just take your sugar, carefully pour it in the center of your head. Hit with a scoop out here. Back your heat down some, so that you can keep up with it. There you go. It's a pretty cool process. All you're doing is you're taking sugar, you're heating it. So there's a little heating element inside that head. And then you're just spinning it. And so as that melts, it just strings it out in these nice long strands. Then of course it comes out and it hits the cooler air and it solidifies again. Now the deli containers was something I found. Another maple producer I know taught us that trick. It does last a long time in those tubs. We've had it last, you know, a year. I've given it away to people for Christmas time. They forgot about it. They stuck it in a cupboard somewhere. Come back to it a year later and go, oh, hey, I got cotton candy, and it was still good. I mean, it was like as if I had just made it the day before. So it lasts a long time in these deli containers if you get it correct. Because if you get any cotton candy on this little edge here, that will break your seal when you put the lid on, and then it won't seal correctly, and then it will deflate. So you really want to try to get the air trapped out of it. This is making perfect cotton candy today. Now you can, if you want, use cones and kind of roll it around in there. I tried that at first. I didn't care for them, but then I didn't really know what I was doing either, so I probably was doing something wrong. I found it very difficult to get cotton candy out of the thing, on the cone, usable. A lot of people will use bags, which is good if you're making cotton candy at a fair, at an event, at your sugar house, at a birthday party. Then you can just put it right in bags and you're good to go. for us, it really doesn't work well because it's just one more thing we got to transport. Then we got to have power when we're at an event. A lot of our events are outdoors. We don't have a food trailer, although that would be really nice. And then we just got to bring it, set it on a shelf. It's ready to go. People can take it, go. And like I said, it lasts a long time. You put it in a bag, you're going to last 2, maybe 3 days. If it's cool and dry. If it's hot and humid, it's going to melt real fast. You might get a day out of it. Whereas the tubs, you'll get, like I said, you can get up to a year out of them. Beyond that, I don't know. We have not experimented. It's just, it doesn't last long. It's just too good to leave sitting around. Not eat the cotton candy, let it sit there. That's just like unheard of. So, this is what we do. That's about right. Like I said, you just kind of pick it up, give it a little bit of a twist. You don't want to, the less you can handle it, the better. The more you handle it, the more it just squishes and then you end up with next to nothing. You want it fluffy. You want that air in it still. Okay, a little bit of a twist. It sits right in there. Ever so carefully. Squish it in. Without squishing in so much that it just pancakes it. Set that aside later for us. So, now that you've got your cotton candy made, don't forget to make sure you save some out for you and your friends and your family and all that. Now you gotta sample all that savory goodness. And boy, is that good. Oh, so good. Now, what you wanna do when you do this is you definitely wanna do that 4-to-1 ratio. You go higher than that and you end up with it just kind of looks white. It doesn't really taste like maple. And it's just good. And people will be coming back because of the flavor. They want that maple flavor. I've been to events where they had it at like an 8-to-1 ratio, 7-to-1, something like that. And it was just kind of flat. It was just sugary, sweet, no real maple flavor to it. This has got a good maple flavor. That's why we do the 4-to-1. And then, like I said, people are coming back for the flavor. And if you're doing like an event, depending on what you're doing, I mean, maybe you don't want to do the tubs like we do. We do a couple different sizes. You saw the big ones earlier. We do it in a small size as well. These ones only take 1 scoop, where the other ones take 2. And people like them. Makes for a nice single serving size. Although some people would argue the big size is a single serving size too. I mean, depends on how much you like maple cotton candy. If you're like me, you really love it. That stuff's good. It's addicting. I don't know how much of this is going to last till tomorrow, because that's good. But lost my train of thought. This is good. Well, anywho, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I mean, if you got any questions for us, please leave us a comment in the comment section so we can answer your questions. If you got any ideas on something you'd like to see us tackle, some kind of topic or whatever, we'll do our best to try that out. And if you're not a maple producer and you just want to get our product, like our cotton candy, you can go to our website, SawyersMapleFarm or SawyersMaple.com, and you can pick up yourself up some there. We do ship countrywide in the United States, continental United States, in Hawaii and Alaska. And yeah, you gotta get on, go order some. This stuff's good. And we'll see you around.